Alright, we're live. Alright, I'm here. Oh, I'm gonna keep pushing, build myself back up. Let's do it. What's up, y'all? This is NY Javi. I'm back with another sports discussion. So, today I'm going to be talking about, for a good couple of minutes, the problem with Kobe Bryant being ranked in the GOAT conversation. Kobe Bryant was a phenomenal player in his prime. At his prime, at his very best, he was one of the top shooting guards in the league, if not top 5 shooting guard in the league from 2003 all the way to 2011, or even 2013 before his Achilles tear. He has a career average of 27 a game, 5 rebounds and 5 assists. He is one of the best players in our generation. One of the top 5 greatest players of all time. The issue that I have with the Kobe Bryant rankings is some people complain about Kobe being ranked too high, but people also complain and moan about Kobe Bryant being ranked too low. Kobe Bryant, I feel like, is a top 15 in the discussion. And I feel like he's top 10 in the GOAT list, in the GOAT category. It's definitely up there. In his prime, he was definitely an elite level guard who performed very well in the playoffs for the most part once he reached his peak. Now, was there some seasons where he did not have the best success in the playoffs? Yes. There was definitely some seasons where he did not have some of the best moments in the playoffs on the season. Now, some of that is also contribute to the lack of help that he got before Pau Gasol came and after Shaquille O'Neal left. And that is one of the reasons why he wanted to leave LA after and go to Chicago, was because of the lack of that. Not to mention the CP3 trade back in the day that got voided. Now, we're going to get into some of the statistics during some of his playoff runs. Excluding his rookie season, where he did not play as much. And we do remember what happened in the playoffs, in which one of the pivotal moments of Bryant's career is when he had airballed multiple jumpers, multiple game winners in the series against the Utah Jazz. But he still got the respect of taking a shot. But still, we're not going to count that, nor are we going to count some of the earlier seasons. We're going to count specifically his prime years. Now, obviously with Shaq, he played phenomenal. In those 22 playoff games, he averaged 34% from 3. He was efficient in, for the most part, with his free throw shooting. On the way to his first championship, he had averaged 21. He had 2 blocks, 2 steals, 4 assists per game, 4 rebounds. 34% for 3-point range and field goal. Since it's a 44, and it says here that he had shoot 75% from the free throw line. Not bad for his first championship run. In those 22 games, he did have pivotal moments where he stepped up. Most importantly, I think it was the Sacramento series, I think, or something like that. It was one of those, correct me if I'm wrong, it was one of those series, one of those games where it was crucial for them to win. Shaq had fouled out. Kobe stepped in, and he dominated the fourth quarter, giving them an advantage and getting them the W. Honestly, we know about the Philadelphia series. He played pretty phenomenal, as well as Shaq, and was one of the key reasons why Shaq won his first Finals MVP was because of Kobe. Now, let's look at the 2001 playoff run. In 16 games, he had upped his field goal percentage even more in those 43 minutes that he played to 46, from 44% to 46%. His three-pointers did take a hit, a slight hit, compared to the 34% that he was shooting a year prior. He had 32% from three. He upped his free throw percentage significantly from 75% to 82%. He upped his rebounding as well and his assist from 7 rebounds a game to 6 assists per game in this playoff run, and had averaged 29. Near 30. So for the most part, he had upped his stats a bit and was a pretty solid defender for the most part in these playoff runs. Now, I know people say, oh, well, he elevated his game with Shaq. No, it was vice versa. Kobe helped elevate Shaq's game because he had pushed him to work. That's one of the reasons why they butt heads at first as well. We could get into all that, but we're not going to. I will get into that with a future video. Now, 2022 playoff run. 19 games. And those 43 minutes in those 19 games, 43% field goal percentage. He had up this three-pointer, 37%. His free throws took a little bit of hit, 75%. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and he had averaged 26. Once again, he played pretty phenomenal in the playoffs to get them a three-peat. Now, we know 2003, 2004, or, his final years with Shaq, he, for the most part. Now, here's the thing about this 2003 playoff run that I'm going to cover here. A lot of people blame Kobe because of what was going on with him and Shaq over the season. But not only did he have a pretty solid season in 03-04. Matter of fact, 2002-2003, played in all 82 games. His three-pointers had elevated from the 25% in the regular season to the 38% that he had. 45% field goal, averaging 30, over 30, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. He had elevated his assists in the regular season. But we're going to cover playoff runs since people want to cover that. For the most part, in those 12 games, he played pretty phenomenal during that 2003 run. I'm looking at it here. He was pretty efficient. We're talking 32 a game in those 12 games. 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 82% free throw. And he even elevated his three-pointer percent even higher from the last couple of seasons prior. 40% from three-point range. For the most part, he was pretty efficient in this 2003 playoff run. Now, 2004. Let's get into it. I believe this is when Shaq left. No, Shaq was still here. Okay. But the last 2 seasons, as we know, the Kobe and Shaq thing started to get out of hand even more. Now, he did struggle in this 2004 playoff run in 22 games. Still had his field goal percentage went down slightly, 41%. But his 3-point percent went down. But his free throws were still there. Now, I get it. He was operating within the mid-range game and athleticism at the time. We're looking at 24 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. Now, the performance-wise, once again, it struggled. Let me check if they made it to the championship. I don't think it was. Yes, they did, and they lost to the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons defense. That's one of the reasons why Kobe underperformed a little bit in the finals, was because of the Detroit Pistons defense. Ben Wallace putting pressure on Shaq, and Billups and the boys. We know what they was doing. Putting drop covers on Kobe. I'm a little bit skeptical with this playoff run. Like I said, it wasn't a crazy underperformance, but there was times where Kobe did struggle. Because not a lot of people say it, but I know there's some people who does overthrow this and say Kobe didn't struggle. There's at least one of you people out here. There's times where Kobe did struggle. Now, (2006) playoff run, because the following year they missed the playoffs after Shaq left. Now, by the way, since y'all say he don't struggle, some of y'all, I know I'm all over the place a little bit, but bear with me. They get back into the playoff run. Fast forward 2006, 2005, they didn't make it. 2006, let's let the playoff run. 7 games played. In those 7 games, 44 minutes, 49% field goal range. He did pretty good compared to his previous playoff runs. 49% field goal range, 40% from 3. 77% free throws. 63%. I'm looking at the statistics right now on ESPN. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 27 points, and they're over 30. Now, I'm not going to judge the man for his first playoff run without Shaq. Obviously, he didn't have no help like that. And one of these seasons, the CP3 trade, it did get voided. Now, I'm not about to judge the man for his first playoff run without Shaq. For the most part, he didn't have too much help. Yes, he had Lamar Odom and one other key piece and probably missing. But these are the seasons pre-Pau Gasol, I feel like. I think it was 2008. Let's just look at the roster real quick. Okay, the Lakers were the 7th seed. And the Lakers, did they lose in the first round? Or did they make it to the second round? Hold on. This is all over the... Okay, it was the first round. They lost to the Suns. I think this is the year where Steve Nash won MVP. They was defeated in 5 games to the Phoenix Suns. Bryant averaged 32 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds in those 5 games. 35% three-pointer. 91%. We're talking playoff runs here. 91%. Free throw. 46% field goal. 35% for 3. For the most part, he was carrying this team that didn't have help. Kobe was the only one there. They needed, another caliber star. Not to mention, in one of these seasons, once again, I'm going to repeat this again. CP3, the trade did get voided. I do believe if the trade would have worked, it would have did wonders for him. And if they would have still got Gasol, that definitely would have done wonders as well. Now, this is 2008 playoff run. We got the Lakers. 2008 playoff run. For the most part, it was a better season than what it was the last playoff run. This is the Pau Gasol run. Andrew Brighton played 35. Yeah, that's one other person I was missing. My fault here. They had made it all the way to the NBA Finals. And this is when they lost to Boston. Kobe in this playoff run averaged 30 a game. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. 80% from free throw. His 3-point percent did drop. 30% from 3. 47% field goal. 41 minutes. Now his 3-point rating may have dropped. He may have been a defensive liability in some possessions. But for the most part, it was a better playoff run. And you could really see how much during the season and in the regular season, Pau Gasol, the trade did matter and it worked. They was able to get back to the finals. Obviously, they lost, and we know what happened there and all that. Final championship years. Back to back. We're going to get into it. But for the most part, it was a better run than it was compared to 2006 and 2007. Which was those years where he did struggle in the playoffs. But that was because they didn't have a star caliber player. But there also were possessions where he was a liability. 2009 wins the finals. He makes it to the finals and he wins, getting him his 4th championship. In those 23 games, 40 minutes, 45% field goal range, 34%. By the way, I'm covering the playoff runs. I'm not covering regular season because that's what some of y'all say. Oh, it doesn't matter with the playoff. It doesn't matter with the regular season. It matters what you do in the playoffs. So we're going to cover the playoffs. Let's cover it. 34% from 3, 88% free throw, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 30 points a game. Him and Gasol dominated on this playoff run and was able to ultimately deliver the championship in the pivotal moments. Now, 2010. Let's get it. 23 games. 45% field goal. 37% three. 84% field free throw. 6 rebounds. 5 assists. 29 points per game. He was a pretty solid defender in this series as well. Can't leave the defense out. Now, his final championship, 5th championship. Once again, 23 games, 45% field goal, 37%, 84% free throw. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 29 points. Once again, provided in that playoff run, and did what he had to do this thing. Him and Gasol, that's a combination. Now let's look at his final 2 playoff runs before his Achilles tear. 10 games, they struggled. And 35 minutes, 44% field goal, 29% for 3. It dropped compared to 30 to 40% in the previous years. 82% free throw, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 22 points. So it dropped significantly compared to his last few playoff runs. He struggled in some of these series. Most importantly, he did struggle during the Western Conference finals, I think, was it? And he did get injured. That's the thing I will say. He did get injured, but, he does play through injuries. And has a tendency of that. That's why I never bring up the injury thing. And also, y'all people saying injuries don't matter to some players. During the Giannis situation, I covered that. Nah, he was playing through injuries. But once again, like I said, y'all said it, that don't matter. Struggled a bit. No, they didn't make it to the conference final. They made it to the conference semis. So it's very different. Anybody tell you look a lot like Bobby Skywalker? You stupid. But yeah, struggled a bit. Now, his last playoff run, we're going to get into that. His last playoff run, 2012. 12 games. He played 39 minutes, getting there 40 minutes, 43%. 28% for 3, 43% field goal, 83% free throw, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 30 points. His last playoff run. Andrew Bynum did pretty significantly good in his run. But Kobe was trying to carry him through the playoffs a bit in this run. I'm not, like I said, I judge, but I also give credit when credit is due as well. Bear with me, I'm looking up the stuff here. conference semifinals again. They lose. 4-1. Kobe averaged 30. He did struggle from 3. And there was times in this series where they put pressure on him was to make a play. Now, this is what the problem is with Kobe Bryant being ranked. He is up there with some of the best. I want to rank him top 3 before LeBron, but at the same time, I'll be like, oh, Kobe didn't struggle. He did struggle. Now, did LeBron struggle more? Yeah. This is the issue that people have with the Kobe ranking. When it comes to him, some people be like, oh, we got to see what he did in the regular season and playoffs. But y'all just say the regular season. If we're going by stats, let's use playoff runs to see where he ranks at. For the most part, on the course of his career, he didn't underperform in a lot of those series. Like I said, not counting his early years, I'm talking prime years, peak years, from 2000 to 2010. We're talking peak years here. There were like 1, 2, 3 playoff seasons, 3 playoff runs where he did underperform to an extent. What's up, Raven? There were 3 playoff runs where he underperformed to a certain extent, but still, we're not going to judge a man in 2 of those because he didn't have help in 2 of those playoff runs. Compared to somebody like Bron, who there are moments where he didn't have the assassin mentality, but I'm not going to count the early Cleveland years on that. But then again, I got to be biased too because I'm judging Kobe and I got to judge LeBron. And I'll do a LeBron video another time. Kobe, for the most part, played pretty well and some stuff. Like I said, I'm really going to judge the 2 playoff runs. We can't really judge the 2 playoff runs because he didn't have no help in 07 and 08. I mean, 07 and 06. This was before the Gasol trade, and we know the CP3 got voted. The issue I have with Kobe Bryant being ranked is where some people rank him. Because some people want to rank him high on the playoff, on the bracket, especially in the GOAT conversation, and then have a problem and then use stats to back it up. We should go around the full stats to do it. Like, we can't be biased with guys like Kobe and then y'all want to rank LeBron before Kobe, and we're not even, you know what I'm saying? We're not even, it's all over the place with the playoff, with the ranking. If we're going to rank Kobe in the GOAT discussion, and where does he rank with some of the greatest players in the game, that's different. But we're talking best players in our generation, he's top 10. Now, if we're talking GOAT discussion, I'll say he's top 5. Top 5 to top 20. But then again, I have to do a little more depth into this because I use playoff runs. We could go through the archives and the videos. What I'm saying is, if we're going to do a proper ranking for Kobe Bryant, let's do a proper ranking for Kobe and take it from there. That's what I have to say about that. Let's do a proper ranking and deep dive into it. I feel like that is the issue with Kobe not being ranked, and that's my cue on it and what I gotta say about it.